Hi, my name is Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be answering your questions. It's raining cats and dogs outside. Speaking of dogs, there's a very annoying dog just barking and barking and barking. Ah! Anyway, so I'm going to be answering your questions about sex toys, orgasm, and penis size. How exciting! Okay, so the first question, I have a long message from a woman who has never had an orgasm and she wants to buy a clitoral suction toy, and she's watched all of my videos. She wanted to buy a womanizer, then she saw the price and said maybe Satisfyer is a better option, especially if it doesn't work, you know. And to sum it up, I don't really care about looks, noise, and if it's waterproof or not. The only thing that matters, which one gives me an orgasm for sure, and which one is the most efficient. If it's womanizer, I'm willing to pay more. But if it's Satisfyer, to have the same results, then obviously that will be a better choice. I'm hesitating between Womanizer Liberty, Starlet, or Satisfyer Pro 2 generation, or Pro 2 vibration, or next generation, or maybe Pro Penguin. Under these circumstances, which one would you suggest? Well, thank you so much for your message. Well, if you never had an orgasm, it's difficult to know what's going to work for you, because I made a video called The Best Toys for your to have your first orgasm, and I would suggest something like a clitoral suction toy like Satisfyer Pro 2, but I would go for Pro 2 vibration because you can just use it as the same as the Pro 2 with just the clitoral suction effect, the pressure waves, or you can also use the vibration. You can use it with or without the vibration. So I really like that kind of idea of experimenting with both types of stimulation, because you can then see which one you like. And I love to, for example, use them both at the same time and really kind of, oh my God, that dog is so annoying. Do dog owners think about other people? That I wonder that sometimes. It's not the dog's fault, of course. But anyway, did that happen? Does it stop now? No. Okay, so Satisfyer Pro 2 vibration is what I would go for. And the other ones, excuse me, I'm gonna have a sip of my tea. Satisfyer Pro Penguin. I think it's a very cute toy, but it's not my favourite. I don't really like the kind of thin edge on the nozzle, and it's kind of square, and it's very, you could kind of lose it quite easily, so I wouldn't go for that one. And also people tend to find it very weak in terms of the motors, so I would go for Satisfyer Pro 2. And also Satisfyer Pro 2, the actual original one, Satisfyer Pro 2, excuse me, oh my God, what's going on? It's actually probably the world's best-selling sex toy right now, so women all over the world are just loving it. But for me, I prefer vibration because you can play with both types of stimulation. The Womanizer Liberty is also a nice toy, but that's only got the, they call it Pleasure Air, or yeah, I think that's the way they call it there. But that's a very nice toy. It looks very luxurious. The packaging is very luxurious, but you don't really want to be paying for the packaging, I think, in your situation. I think in your circumstances, Satisfyer Pro 2 vibration, yeah. But also, I would recommend a rabbit vibrator and maybe a wand massager. And you can find, I've reviewed many rabbit vibrators and wand massagers, and that would make your perfect first or beginner sex toy collection. Because I think if you experiment with those three toys, you can enjoy many sensations. With a rabbit vibrator, for example, you can enjoy dual stimulation of the G-spot and the clitoris, or you can use it completely externally, and you can even use it as a dildo switched off and just enjoy the phallic part. And also a wand massager, you can use it for foreplay, and also the round part of the wand massager gives you a more kind of indirect stimulation, whereas the clitoral suction is more kind of direct, even though it's not actually touching the toy, touching your clitoris. So I think with those 3 toys you can experiment with many, many, many different sensations. But I have another question about orgasm, so keep watching because I'll be discussing it a bit further on. Let's see. Next question. Dun dun dun. Okay, this is from a guy, and he's asking about sex toys for his wife. So they got a new vibrator. If my wife continues to use a vibrator for orgasm, will she become addicted to it? Which vibrator is best? To have normal sex. Can you have sex and a vibrator together at the same time? And which one is best for this? Well, yes, you definitely can. And I would suggest using something like a vibrating cock ring, or something that you can hold in the hand. I'm not sure about the clitoral suction toys for this purpose. I think a vibrator is better, and something that's got a kind of a good handle that's not going to get in the way. But something I like to do in that situation is actually put a cock ring around your 2 fingers here and have the cock ring here, and then use it on the clitoris, because then it's not going to slip out or slip off, because it's going to be on your fingers. Or you could actually get the male partner to put it on his fingers instead. Because if you actually use a cock ring on the cock, then what happens is during the penetration, the female partner is not getting that constant stimulation to the clitoris. It's kind of like zzz, 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 whereas you want a kind of constant stimulation. So that's why it's better to use it on the hand. Or you could learn a different way to have penetration, which would be more based on grinding rather than thrusting. And will she become addicted? Who knows? Everything should be enjoyed in a balanced way, not too often. Okay. Someone asked me a while ago about masturbation and edging and the law of attraction. I've also made many videos about this topic. It's something that really, really fascinates me, and more and more actually as time goes on. I'm reading lots of books about Tantra, about Taoism, and sacred sexuality, and how to really harness and channel this energy towards non-orgasmic goals in life, and I'm finding it absolutely fascinating. So I made a video about this a while ago, and someone who'd asked me about this topic asked me another question, and he said, another question, is watching porn bad for the law of attraction? I'm single, so I watch porn when I feel horny. Is that bad? Well, I'm not going to tell you what's good or bad. You should know that yourself. If it's something that makes you feel good afterwards, then it's probably good for you. And if it's something that makes you feel drained and not so good afterwards, then maybe it's not so good for you. That's something for you to decide. However, when I talk about sacred sexuality and really harnessing your thoughts and desires and your energy towards something else, I don't think I would be, I don't know if it's possible, but I doubt very much that is something you can do while watching porn. It would require some multitasking, and also I just don't believe that porn is a very high vibrational expression of sexuality, in my opinion. I think it's very primitive and quite low vibrational, whereas the law of attraction and harnessing your sexual energy towards a higher purpose is something completely different. So no, I wouldn't think that porn is part of sacred sexuality or sexual transmutation, in my humble opinion. But maybe someone disagrees with me. That would be very interesting if you do, and if you could leave a comment below. Or it's always interesting to see or hear different perspectives. Next question. Okay, this is from a woman who has been having trouble feeling aroused, and she wants to buy sex toys. You come to the right place. And she's been doing lots of research, and she thinks she's going to like the Doxy wand. And she wants it especially because she thinks that she needs really powerful vibration when it comes to penetration. But the Doxy is not for penetration, it's for external stimulation only. There are some attachments you can buy if you want to put let's say a rabbit vibrator on the head. And if you watch my if you watch my original review of the Doxy number 3, you will see that there are also some attachments, and one of them is like a rabbit, so you could have some internal stimulation there if you wanted. But if you just buy Doxy, it's external and for the clitoris, and it's mega powerful. In fact, it's just so powerful that when I was using it, I kept my legs, my thighs closed, just so as not to expose the clitoris too much, because it was too much. However, I did use it a lot. It's kind of addictive, so it's really good. And it's also very good for massaging other parts of the body as well. And also when you first switch it on, it's like, it's really strong. So if you can handle really strong vibrations, then go for it. And then you wouldn't really need to switch it up and to turn it up ever, because it's very strong. And yeah, so good luck with that one. And what is this? Okay, I'm glad I came across your profile. I am 32 and I've never had a G-spot orgasm, which I've longed for ages. Can you give me some insight? Well, many women have not had G-spot orgasms either. And in fact, I think it's only 30% of women who can have orgasms regularly through penetration. So don't worry about that, because that's actually the majority of women who can't reach orgasm through vaginal stimulation. However, what I would suggest, and I've made videos about vaginal orgasms, is that the first step might be to, if you can already reach orgasm through clitoral stimulation, I think that's definitely helpful. But remember that the clitoris is also inside the body, so sometimes you're actually stimulating the clitoris indirectly. So, but the first thing I would do is actually go for a toy that offers dual stimulation of the G-spot and the clitoris. And then you can really distinguish the sensations. Let's say the sensation of only clitoral stimulation and then dual stimulation. And I always find in my personal experience that dual stimulation is always way more intense than only clitoral stimulation. So that's the first port of call. And then hopefully you will enjoy that, and maybe you could experiment with another toy which would be G-spot only. So, and because if you go for a G-spot only, I think you might be disappointed, because most people do need to stimulate the clitoris during, just to have an orgasm. I hope this helps. And also check out my video about vaginal orgasms. I'll leave the link in the description below. Oh, that dog is driving me insane. So hard. Well, at least we can go out now, but during lockdown I've had to deal with reggaeton music, which has got to be the worst genre of music ever invented, in front of me with these reggaeton barbecues next to me to the side, and it's like, and now I should be glad it's only a dog barking. Okay, right, next question. Someone asked me, have you heard about the Bloom, the violet rabbit vibrator? Is it possible to review this? I've never actually heard of it, so I guess I'll have to look it up. Thank you for the tip. And next, okay, I own Satisfyer, Leon, Purple Pleasure, and a Sona, and I just love them. Sona from Lilo. I don't know if I'm getting used to them fast or if it's the quarantine, but I'm thinking of buying something next level. Not too much, because I'm a little bit scared, ha ha ha. Anyway, I saw that you've reviewed Yummy Sunshine from Satisfyer and Charming Smile, and I wanted to know which one you like the best. I would say Yummy Sunshine, because I love that yellow bright colour. I don't think I've got any. It was the first yellow sex toy that I had, and I just think the shape of it is amazing. Also, for external stimulation, I find that G-spot toys that have this really nice curve at the tip are not only good for the G-spot, but they're also really nice to kind of use the tip on the clitoris and kind of have it cupping the clitoris. It's amazing. And it's also got a textured surface which offers more stimulation, and it's yeah, it's very nice and bright, and it's, I would say it's slightly narrower than the Charming Smile, so a bit easier to insert That's my tip. That's my personal suggestion anyway. And then next question. Oh my God. Breathing deeply. Okay. Dear Venus, I was wondering if you've ever considered doing or have done a review on pelvic floor exercises, namely the Kegel Master 2000. I've never heard of it, but I'm very interested in trying all of the best Kegel toys. So I'm definitely going to look this up and try and get myself one. I'm really interested, I'm especially interested in app-controlled Kegel exercises at the moment. Because ever since I tried Perifit, which for me has got to be the best one, which is something I reviewed recently, I'm kind of, I think the app ones are the best ever, because normal Kegel balls, when you're just using weight and gravity, it means that your muscles are constantly in tension trying to keep these balls in. Whereas with app-controlled products, they're not usually weighted, and what you have to do is actually use your muscles to squeeze and relax, and those contractions and relaxation, that is actually recorded on the app, because it's very important to relax the muscles and then squeeze them. So the relax is just as important. So it's not just a constant, which might not be so good for you. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, but I'll look this up anyway. Okay, next question. Hello, Venus. I saw one of your videos about private part size. Oh my God, penis size. And it made me feel a little bit more confident. Thank you. That's great. But I have a question about normal erection angles. My private part sticks out when horizontally when soft, perpendicular to my body, and then almost rises entirely vertically when erect. Is this normal? Definitely normal. I would consider that definitely normal. And sometimes people have it's going to the left side, the right side, or it could be not going completely up, could be just sticking out more. It could be this angle. So there's all different types of angles. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. They come in all shapes, sizes, girths, and angles. So make sure you love your penis. Yeah. Okay, next question. This is another one about penis size. Okay, let's have a sip of tea. Okay. I've seen your videos and I really like them. You've helped me cope a bit. Great. I've experienced a lot of issues with my penis size. Even guys with my problem have smaller penises. I don't think my length is the problem, 8 inches. It's the girth, 7 inches. All the girlfriends I've had have suffered from this. Sex is usually enjoyable if we take it very slow, but to be honest, we like rough sex. But they can be painful. This is hurting my confidence a lot. I'm dating a girl, blah, 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 and then he's scared that she's gonna reject him and turned off. And it's affecting his confidence. Well, what would I suggest? I've already made videos about this, and I offer you all the same advice. So don't just concentrate on penetration. I think it's really important to take your time and oral sex, and have penetration as a small part of it. You can do it for boom, 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 and then stop, have some oral sex, and then a bit more. And I would do it that way and get lots of condoms in, so you don't have to worry. Just use lots of them and use a condom for a while, and then when you're having penetration, then withdraw, do something else, have a break, then continue, and then have another break. So something like that. So it's not just a constant deep shag, basically. So make sure it's kind of like a series of smaller ones or shorter ones, so to speak. Like shorter as in time, of course. So that's something I would suggest to you. And also something that's very simple that I would suggest is just simply to hold the base of the penis with your hand, and to prevent the whole thing from going inside. Even though you say it's the girth, that could definitely help the situation. And have some toys as well for clitoral stimulation, and lots of lubricant and lots of patience, and there's no rush, so it's kind of nice to take your time and have the penetration as, in terms of time, as the least important part of your sexual encounters, because there are so many other things to enjoy, such as oral sex, caresses, not just on the breasts and genitals, but all parts of the body. I've just written an article about Tantra. It's just so incredible how tantric massage can awaken all of your senses in your body. It's amazing, and you can discover erogenous zones in the back of your neck, behind your knees, your ankles. Incredible. So take your time, and even eating. There's just so many things to do. Sex is not just about penetration. Okay, I hope this helps anyway. Next, okay, so we have another female virgin who has never had an orgasm and never had a sex toy, and she wants an affordable sex toy. So she wants affordable sex toy and orgasms. So I would suggest to you again as well, I would suggest the Satisfyer Pro 2 or Pro 2 Vibration. I always go for the vibration one because that's my personal favorite, but I'm aware that in some shops they are selling the vibration one slightly more, a bit more expensive. But if you go to Amazon, you can find it at a very, very, very good price. So if you're worried about prices, then just go to the actual satisfyer.com website where you can buy it from there, or just check out Amazon. So yeah, and that's also one of the world's favorite sex toys at the moment. Yeah. So my wife and I have been married for 51 years. Wow, that's success. And we are 70, but she looks 58 if you ask me. Wow, that's great. Okay, so they are rethinking all their sex life, and he bought her a glass dildo with a slight curve for the G-spot. In the past, they tried vibrators and she didn't like them. Perhaps they were too intense back then, and they didn't have variable speeds. Would you suggest the suction toys? Any suggestion will be helpful, of course. Well, I would suggest something like a wand massager that you can both enjoy, and you can enjoy on your aches and pains and tense muscles, just to kind of get things going. And then you can also finish off using that as a clitoral stimulator. I think that's a great toy for couples to enjoy, and especially if you're older as well. I mean, everyone has got some kind of muscle tension, you know, so I think it's a great idea just to enjoy each other's company, and even if it's not ending up in a sexual encounter, I think using a wand massager on the soles of your feet, the back of the neck, the lower back, and all of that with it, and using it on each other is an amazing way just to kind of, it's way better than watching TV at night for sure. But also I would recommend, if you're interested in the suction toys, I would recommend again Satisfyer Pro 2 or Satisfyer Pro 2 Vibration, so because they have two motors that can be used independently, and I think it's a fantastic toy, and millions of women agree. So that's something I'd recommend to you, but definitely the wand massager. Okay, more questions. Hi Venus, I'm a male and I've been abstaining from masturbation for a week. Wow. And tomorrow I'm going to masturbate. I'm looking forward to having some profound, large, invigorating orgasms. Do you have any advice about how I can achieve this? Well, I think that if you've been abstaining for a while, that's definitely going to make it more intense. But something I would recommend is a practice called edging, which is masturbation, and you get to a level of stimulation where you're about to have an orgasm, and then you stop, and then you stimulate yourself again. And you can have several edges, so to speak. And the moment when you decide not to stop, it's wow, like a volcano. Enjoy. Okay, next question. Let's see how many more. What was the last one? Okay. Oh yeah. So this is from a guy, and he's been watching my videos about female orgasm, and he has a girlfriend who's never had an orgasm. So they've been focusing on oral sex, clitoral stimulation. They've recently bought a clitoral vibrator. Great, that's a great start. I want her to be able to have an orgasm with me or by herself. She enjoys sex, but whenever it appears that she's on the brink of an orgasm, she pulls my hand or vibrator away, saying that it feels like she's about to explode and needs a minute. I don't want to push her into anything uncomfortable, but it seems to me that she's not letting go. What do you think? It sounds like it, but obviously I'd have to hear that from her point of view to actually know. But definitely, I mean, I felt like that the first time I had an orgasm from a vibrator. My first reaction was switch it off, because I was like completely overwhelmed. Let's have some more tea. The the dog stopped barking. Yes, I was completely overwhelmed, but my advice to her would be, when she's alone at least, would be to practice and not stop, just carry on. Obviously, as long as it feels good, you know, as if anything feels uncomfortable for any reason, you definitely must stop. That's very, very important. But if it's just a case of being scared of letting go, then definitely practice when she's on her own, and then perhaps when she's managed to overcome this fear of letting go, then maybe with you, then she'll be able to have orgasms. But usually, if she's about to, then that's a great step. I mean, hopefully one day the pleasure will just overcome her, or it'll just take her over, and then she will just have an orgasm anyway. Yeah, so it's taken me a long time to answer these questions, and I'm very sorry for that. But if you have any questions about sex toys, orgasms, or sexuality, that dog has been barking the whole time, 25 minutes. And please don't hesitate to write to me at venus@venusohara.org, or you can add me on Instagram at venusohara. And if you have any alternative advice or tips, then please don't hesitate to leave a comment below, because of course this is all an opinion. I am not a sexologist or medical professional or anything like that. This is purely opinion based on my own experiences, and everyone has different experiences, so maybe there is alternative advice that can help you. Anyway, thanks for watching.